Why do some expensive sake bottles smell like old rotten onions? You think the price tag guarantees the flavor, but science says you might be buying a liquid zombie. Expensive sake is not always fresh sake. I will show you how to audit any shop. I am a pharmacist and an international sake sommelier. I use logic to find the best bottles. Start seeing the why. Pre-conclusion. Today, we decode 3 hidden signals of freshness: the bottling date, the light filter, and the aroma science. You will never waste money on dead sake again. Conclusion 1. The bottling date myth. Why does sake not have an expiration date? The secret lies in its high alcohol content. Most sake contains 15% to 20% ethanol. This level of alcohol naturally kills most harmful bacteria. So, sake does not spoil in a way that makes you sick. Japanese law only requires the manufacture date, or seizo nengetsu. This is not the day the sake was brewed. It is the day it was put into the bottle. Freshness is a ticking chemical clock for most premium sake. Premium sake relies on esters, natural fruit-like aromas. Yeast produces these esters, like ethyl caproate, during fermentation. These esters are delicate and break down over time. Heat and light are the biggest enemies of these molecules. If the date is more than 1 year old, stop. The delicate balance of acids and aromas is likely already broken. A chemical called DMTS may even replace the fruity scents. DMTS smells like pickled radishes or sulfur. Always check the date to ensure you get the brewery's intent. Look for a bottle kept in a dark, cold fridge. That is the only way to stop the chemical clock. The Discovery Case, Americas. Why does a $100 premium sake sometimes taste like disappointing soy sauce? In cities like New York, premium bottles sit proudly on warm wooden shelves. But behind that, beauty lies an expensive trap for beginners. Most shops treat sake exactly like wine on room temperature shelves. However, sake lacks the tannins and high acidity that protect wine. Biochemically, light and heat are cruel, engines that destroy delicate amino acids. They create hinika, a swampy off flavor that ruins the brewer's intent. Why is namazake considered the most dangerous choice for a beginner? Namazake means unpasteurized sake. Unlike regular sake, it has not been heated to 65°C to kill bacteria and stop enzymes. This means namazake is a living product filled with active enzymes. These enzymes act like a biological ticking clock. If the bottle is not kept below 5°C, the flavor begins to self-destruct. It dies or degrades twice as fast as regular pasteurized sake. At room temperature, the enzymes will break down the proteins into a heavy, stale smell. This is called namahini, and it smells like musty, overripe grain because it is so delicate. Namazake is essentially a fresh food like milk or sashimi. To ensure you get a fresh bottle, you need to be a smart buyer. When you are at a shop, don't be afraid to ask for the truth. Say this to the staff. Do you have any bottles that arrived within the last 3 months? This simple question signals that you care about enzymatic stability. Always buy from a trusted shop that respects the science of storage. A fresh namazake offers a zesty and effervescent experience that no other sake can match. Conclusion 2. The sunglasses for bottles. Why is most sake kept in dark brown or green bottles? The reason is hidden in the sake's chemistry. Sake contains riboflavin, also known as vitamin B2. Riboflavin acts as a photosensitizer that absorbs light energy. It is highly sensitive to light waves between 300 to 500 nanometers. This includes ultraviolet UV rays and even bright indoor lights. UV light reacts with riboflavin to create a chemical disaster. The light energy breaks down sulfur-containing amino acids. This produces a compound called isopentyl mercaptan, or sunlight smell. It smells exactly like burnt rubber, a wet dog, or a skunk. Brown bottles are the best because they block most of these harmful waves. Clear, blue, or green bottles are the most dangerous in a bright shop. Light can ruin a clear bottle's flavor in just a few hours. Always buy from a trusted shop that prioritizes dark storage to keep their bottles safe. The bottles in the front are sunburned by the shop's fluorescent lights. Even LED lights can act as a heat source and damage the sake. Protect your sake like a delicate medicine. A single layer of newspaper can block 99% of these damaging rays. The Discovery Case, Europe. In London, modern sake shops love clear glass for aesthetics. They place beautiful clear bottles in the shop window. The mystery, the prettiest bottle tastes the most bitter. Logic. Light is the fastest catalyst for chemical rot. Why are shop lights more dangerous than you think? Just 3 hours of fluorescent light can ruin a clear bottle. This light energy triggers a reaction with the sake's riboflavin. It creates the dreaded sunlight smell in record time. Dark brown glass is your best defense against this damage. It blocks nearly 90% of this harmful light energy. Green bottles are better than clear ones, but brown is the gold standard. If a shop is bright and the bottles are clear, the flavor is likely gone. But there is a hidden treasure you should look for. If you see a bottle wrapped in newspaper, buy it immediately. That paper is not just for protection during shipping, it is a UV shield placed there intentionally by a smart brewer. The ink and paper fibers block almost 100% of light exposure. Always choose a shop that respects these protection methods. It is the safest bet for a perfect glass of sake. Always choose a shop that respects these protection methods. That is the safest bet for a perfect glass of sake. Why wine cellars fail? Why is your fancy wine cellar actually a sake tomb? Wine cellars are usually kept at 12 to 14 degrees Celsius. For wine, this is perfect for slow aging. For sake, this is a heat zone that speeds up spoilage. The chemical reactions in sake accelerate exponentially as temperature rises. Sake needs the pharmacist's cold rule, 5 degrees or lower. At 14 degrees, the delicate esters evaporate and vanish. Your expensive daiginjo becomes a flat, watery liquid. Conclusion 3. The pharmacist's eye, Sotolon. Why does old sake smell like burnt sugar or curry? The answer is a complex aroma molecule called Sotolon. Sotolon is created by the Maillard reaction. This is a slow burn between rice sugars and amino acids inside the bottle. In premium sake, this reaction is usually a sign of heat damage. At room temperature, this chemical reaction happens 3 to 5 times, faster than in a fridge. Your brain detects high levels of Sotolon as heavy, dirty, or oxidized signals. Pharmacists know that heat is the enemy of chemical stability. If a shop is not refrigerated, Sotolon is rapidly growing inside every bottle. Fresh sake should smell like crisp apples, melons, or steamed rice. If you smell maple syrup or caramel in a light sake, it is heat damaged. This burnt smell masks the delicate fruity scents intended by the brewer. However, in koshu, or aged sake, this smell is an intentional masterpiece. But for most bottles, a curry smell is a warning the sake's life has ended. The Discovery Case, Asia Oceania. In Singapore, sake travels through hot tropical ports. The mystery. The date is fresh, but the sake feels sticky. The last mile of delivery was not refrigerated. Even 2 hours in a hot truck can trigger the Maillard reaction. Always prioritize shops that maintain a strict cold chain, ensuring premium bottles are kept under constant refrigeration. Why does a warm shelf ruin a $100 bottle of sake? The secret is the Arrhenius equation, a law of chemical reaction speeds. Storing sake at 20 C ages it faster than 5 years at freezing. Heat acts as a catalyst that forces rice sugars and proteins to collide. This triggers a rapid Maillard reaction inside the sealed bottle. In just a few weeks of warmth, the delicate ginjo aromas vanish. These fruity esters are physically destroyed by thermal energy. They are replaced by hineka, a heavy, stale smell of pickled radish. Even if the bottle looks beautiful, the liquid inside is chemically exhausted. For premium sake, the fridge is not a luxury, it is a life support system. When buying sake abroad, you must be a scientific auditor. Don't just look at the price tag, look at the storage environment. If a premium bottle is kept away from light and heat, you are in safe hands. Trust the shops that respect the chemistry of the liquid. Say this to the staff to test their quality control. Was this bottle kept in the fridge from the moment it arrived in Singapore? A safe default shop will always prioritize the cold chain delivery. If they hesitate to answer, the sake's chemical clock has already run out. Protect your investment by choosing a bottle that never felt the heat. Caution. Please enjoy sake safely and responsibly. Never drink if you are under the legal age or driving. Check your local guidelines for alcohol consumption and health. Closing. Before you go, if sake still feels confusing, that's normal. Most beginners guess and end up disappointed. I want you to feel calm and confident with sake, so you can enjoy the moment, not the label. On this channel, I explain sake in simple English. As a certified sake sommelier, I share practical tips you can use today. How to drink sake, how to choose sake, and how to enjoy it even more. So if you want to feel confident with sake, please subscribe. And if this video helped you, please hit like and leave a comment. Tell me what you're eating today. Sushi, yakitori, or something else. And I'll tell you the safest taste word to try.
Thank you for watching sake visually. Subscribe for more visual sake guide. And now, kanpai.